What is up, gamers? It's Electrified DVD back with another Valorant video, and today I'm going to be showing you the most OP flash spots that you can do with Skye. Because her flash is a hawk and you can get it over walls into these crazy spots, I have found some really insane ones that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. And so before I start this video, I want to preface, number one, any flash spot that is over a wall instead of just going around something or straight at someone is going to be better. If you get it over something, it's going to be a better flash, so do that whenever possible. I'm not showing every single flash that you can do over something because that would be stupid, I feel, right? You're not going to show all of them because they're pretty simple, but these are the really cool ones that I'm showing you guys today. And also these really cool flashes, long flashes that people aren't going to really expect, they're not going to really work if you're solo queuing. You need to be communicating with your team, pushing with your team, saying, okay, I'm going to flash this, you guys push in directly after. You cannot do this in solo queue, and it's probably going to work better in the higher ranks. In the lower ranks, it's not going to matter if you just do a normal flash, because no one's going to have good enough aim to shoot the flash anyways. But in the higher ranks, it's definitely going to matter. And so yeah, with that said, hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. Alright, so here first, you want to come over here from T-spawn. You want to go right here, and then you flash over this. And you blind onto ramp. If you can see here, let me ghost mode over. And you can follow the hawk. And you flash right over there, and it gets onto ramp. So this is really good if your team is pushing over there. If your team is pushing from over here onto main, you flash onto ramps. There is no way that somebody is going to be predicting this. There's no way that someone's going to be looking for this flash. You flash onto ramps and you basically get a free pick, or you can get a free push onto ramps. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, here's the next spot. If you go onto T side over here right by garage, you flash over and then you curve it. You can flash heaven and backside. So you flash there, your teammate pushes out of garage, your teammates push out, you flash heaven, and you can flash backside. You just got to make sure to curve the bird and make sure you're looking at where it is by the mini-map. You can see where it is on the mini-map, and let's move on to the next spot on split. Alright, in the next spot, if you get a sage, your sage to wall you up at mid on T side, this is a really hard flash to hit, but you can literally flash on the site, so that's useful. That also gets heaven if someone's pushing out a garage. It's just a different angle from just popping it over the garage. It's not as useful as the garage one because it's a lot more difficult, but it is just a cool flash to know. So let's move on to the final flash on split. Alright, and here's the final spot on split. If you literally just go into spawn, you flash over mid, then you can blind it. So that's useful if, you know, first of all, this is very useful as a scouting tool because then you know someone's mid, right? You flash over here for your teammates who are just waiting in ropes or on B heaven. Then once you know they're blinded, they peek out, maybe get a free kill, right? And you know that there's people pushing mid. So I think that's why these flash spots are really useful. And yeah, that's pretty much it for split. So yeah, I will see you guys once we get into the next map. Alright, here we are in bind. So if you go to B site, you can flash over this thing, quickly go down and flash, and you can flash all of this area right outside hookah, right outside TP. And if you have someone in hookah, then they can peek out real quick, get a kill, get a pick, again, get some info. You can also do the same flash from back here if you want a different angle. I mean, you can. I don't know why you would necessarily want to, but you definitely can do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this flash. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so here we are with another flash right over B long. You can flash over, and even like you can even like run with the flash and then peek yourself to try and get a kill, but you can also have a teammate peek for that, and you can even flash from back here, right? Pretty easy to flash onto long there. You can also, to get on the long, it's a little bit trickier, but you can flash outside here I mean, I missed the flash that time, but you can get it onto long to flash. I don't know why you'd want to. That flash is harder and less consistent. This flash is just generally easier to do, so I would stick with that flash for that, and let's move on to the next one. All right, here we are with the next flash. If you are in hookah, you can actually just flash right out here and get all of this be found in, I guess it's called, in spawn. So it's not entirely useful, but if you want to know if people are there, then it's pretty useful to just get information like that. And then you can maybe, it's just generally used for information. So I just think it's a cool flash to know. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so here's the next flash. This isn't entirely super useful, but basically, like, if you can flash out onto hookah right here. If you know nobody's there, okay? So then you can even just do this other flash for information. You flash, and then you can get all of this area flashed right here to know for information if anybody's in here. So I think that's what it's useful for. Again, those flashes are generally just used for information on where people are, so your teammates can push from there. And we've got, I think, 1 or 2 more flashes on this map, and then we will move on to the next map. Alright, so the next flash is if you go in this little cubby thing right here on T side, and you flash just right over onto site. Easy flash. You can flash all of back site, and you can flash heaven, and you can also flash lamps. So I think it is extremely useful because you just flash out real quick. Your teammates are already pushed up. Your teammates are probably somewhere in this area. You flash, you know people are there, you clear all that, and you maybe get a free pick or some more map control. Another flash on the site, you can flash over this thing on the site. You can again flash over this way on the site. And you can flash outside of this window. Or I guess not a window, it's just part of the roof. On the site. Also for information, and you want to use these different flashes because if you flash one spot the same time every round, the enemy team's gonna kind of get complacent and know where that flash is and then just shoot it. So I think if you're using all these different flashes, it'll be very, very good. And that is it for bind. So I'll see you guys once we get onto the next map. Alright, so the first flash on Ascent is if you go to T side right over here, you can flash over garage, and you'll flash CT, and you'll flash lane and site as well. You can also possibly get market if the market player is playing extremely forward, but chances are that you won't get them, so just be aware of that you can get peeked from that. But you can also, it's also a pretty decent flash for that. Also, if you want, you could also chuck it through those, through there. You can also, that's a different flash, but I think that flash is more predictable. If you're chucking a flash over garage, I don't think people are going to notice. Also, if you want to flash CT, you can also flash over here. It's just a different angle. It's the same flash, but it's coming at it from a different angle, so it'll switch up. And yeah, let's move into the next flash. Alright, and the second flash is if you're right outside here at market. I think you can even get it from the ground over here, just on B. You flash over, out, onto mid, and then you can even have someone peek from over there. You can have someone peek. You'll get the person in mid. I think you can even get down onto mid top. And you'll be able to then get info on that people are in mid, and then if someone's over there peeking, you can probably get a free kill, or even if someone is, like, let's say down there, you can also get a free kill, just peeking, like that. Alright, that's pretty much it for this flash. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and here's another flash. If you stand on a window, you can flash right over here. And then you flash all of this area, again, mid, kind of similar to the other flash we did over here, but you can flash mid, again, get info, same thing. Also watching flank and just kind of knowing where people are as well. So I think it's a pretty decent flash for that, either attackers or defenders. Then you can also even just flash through mid, like through these trees. Again, I think this is more of a generic flash that people will get used to, and I'm trying to do more overpowered flashes that I don't think people will know as much, especially in the higher ranks, but I do think that that can be a decent flash as well. And now we'll move on to the next one. Alright, and here's another flash. If you are in T-spawn right here, you flash up onto mid, Blind all mid. Again, one that gives you information that someone is peeking mid. They're either far up peeking cat, right there, or they're over there, or even back near market. So then someone can peek. You get someone with an operator. Someone peeks with an op at that flash. Get a nice kill, right? So I think that is that's a good flash, and now we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so here's the next spot. I'm sorry that there are so many on mid, but there's so many different angles you can look on mid. Again, you go in you go in long right here, and then, or A main, sorry, not long. A main. You go in here, you flash above here onto mid. You can also do the same flash from this angle, pretty sure. Right, again, information, you can someone to peek, and these are all different angles you can do. You can even do this as a defender if you've pushed up this far to see if anybody's in mid. So I think that is a pretty decent flash, just to, again, get information and for teammates to maybe push on it. And there's a lot into mid for this map. So yeah, let's move on to the final flash of Ascent, and then we'll move on to Haven and then Icebox. Alright, and the last flash of Ascent. This is kind of a predictable one, but you can just chuck the flash all over the wall, flash all of A, and yeah, that is pretty much it for Ascent. That's just a quick, easy flash. Just chuck it over, flash, your teammates push onto site. You can even go up here, flash out real quick, and then you push, get the kill, you know, just... So I think that, again, isn't really a super cool OP flash, but it is definitely interesting, and I do think that is a useful flash. Alright, and with that said, we'll move on to Haven, and I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, so here we are on Haven. If you go right here on CT side, and then you can actually flash over garage. Right, so I'm sorry about that last flash. It is actually a really difficult flash to hit. The best advice I can give to you guys is you want to jump, shoot the flash, and then take a sharp downturn. And on the minimap, once it gets to about like here, you want to detonate it. And it will actually flash outside onto mid. And once you get consistent, this can be a very good flash, because you have someone here, or you have someone waiting to peek outdoors with the Odin, right? Get a little action in, or even just any gun in general. I mean, it can be a very, very powerful flash that you can use to your advantage. And I think this one is one of the most powerful flashes in the game for Skye right now. Alright, now moving on to the next flash. Alright, and then this flash right here is pretty good for retakes. It's pretty basic, but you can just flash over C site for retakes, and then have someone chilling right here, peeking over, ready to get the kill, you know? Just have someone. And then you can flash pretty much the entirety of C site. If you also wanted to get C long, you flash farther out, and that also gets C long as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that flash. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so the next flash is if you're right here, right in front of C long, you flash over this tree, hang on to it until, oh, I messed that one up. But if you flash over here, that also flashed me, but it did get the flash all onto C, so then you can have someone peek onto long. If you had a smoke right there as well, you can flash, and then your team peeks out of the smoke at the exact moment after the flash detonates. That also flashes all C, so yeah, I think that's a pretty good flash as well. And now moving on to the next one. Okay, and the next flash, you can jump up here, jump, flash, right out onto there, and you have someone peeking, waiting to peek right here on window, peek out, kill the person peeking there. You also do have to be wary of the person that might come out of garage, but if you do also direct the flash, it can get that person as well if they are already peeking. The thing you do have to be aware about this flash is the people who it's going to flash, it's going to be pretty easy for them to duck behind cover if they see the flash. So you just want to be aware of that. You're going to need to capitalize on it very quickly, but it can also be a very good flash. And now we'll move on to one or two more, and then we'll be done with Haven. Alright, and so the next flash is if you are in a long, you can literally just flash over the wall, get the entirety of A site, including heaven. You can even get sewers, things like that. It's good for not only taking sites, but also if you're on the flank for a retake, this can also be a good flash. You can also flash the site from back here, Again, I don't really know why you would do that flash when this flash is just so much easier and you can do it over anywhere on the wall. But you can do that flash. You can also even flash a link from back here. If you watch the bird on the minimap, you can flash a link. But that isn't really that useful. Also from this same position, you can get a nice flash on the long right after the round starts, which I think is actually pretty good. And that'll be it for Haven. Now let's move on to Icebox. Alright, so we are on the final map of Icebox, and first of all, you want to come out of T-spawn, come over here, down into this alley, and you just flash onto mid. Some people can peek mid, you'll know if someone's peeking mid, right? And that'll flash right over there, so I think that will be a pretty good flash, and now let's move on to the next one. Alright, so the next flash spot, if you are up here, you can flash over here, and then you can peek there. But I think the really overpowered part of this flash is, one, you can run and then peek out into mid if see someone's there. But you can also even just peek out of this, have someone peeking here, once the flash goes off, then they peek out, get the kill, kind of thing. So I think that that's a really good flash spot. You can also flash mid from over here. You can get up here, flash mid from back here, right? There's a lot of angles you can do with that flash, and that's pretty much it for that one. So let's move on to the next one. All right, the next flash, if someone is in alley, it's a difficult flash to do, and I don't know how useful it is, because in alley there's so much cover to duck behind and places to hide, so that'll give you a false sense of security if that goes off and you don't see anybody. So it's a little bit trickier, but it does also work. You can also, again, just flash over these boxes if you're closer. These boxes are pretty good with that kind of stuff. Even just flashing over to get onto over here. And yeah, we'll move on to the next one in a minute. Alright, so you can first of all flash this area from right here. Again, peek out, kill the person chilling there. You can also flash that spot from way back here. Again, it's a different angle. People might not be expecting it. Like, you could do that. That gets the same effect. But going over here is going to be a different angle they don't expect. Again, even you can flash on a site like that through that little hole if you're trying to retake. Just kind of things like that. It's just a bunch of areas that people won't expect. And yeah, that's it for this one. So let's move on to the next flash. Alright, so if you can actually sage wall right here on T-spawn. First of all, then it's easier to flash over these boxes on the site, right? Second of all, you can get onto this box. Any character can get onto this box with a sage wall, which makes for a lot of crazy angles you might not be expecting. Again, and just going with Skye, then you can do this flash, which I think is going to be pretty good. Again, you can flash around the corner, things like that. You can even flash down here into there, right? There's a lot of things you can do, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this sage flash. All right? Or not sage flash, sorry, sage wall up. So first of all, you want to go to the corner, right? And you're going to go to the very corner, and then like the farthest you can go, and then sage wall up. And then you sprint jump and should be able to get onto the box. It's a little bit tricky to do. You might want to practice it a few times in a custom, but you definitely can get up there, but try not to miss like I just did. Aim for that corner, because aiming for that corner is going to allow you to get onto the box much easier than if you're aiming for this flat edge. So yeah, that is about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a little bit of a long one. I had a ton of fun looking at all these cool Skye spots, all these cool things that I was really having a fun time learning. Thank you again to my friend here, Chardog. He's been really awesome getting flashed for an hour straight. So yeah, with that said, thank you guys again for watching. Make sure to check my socials in the description, and make sure to subscribe and leave a like. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.